What's up, guys? Welcome back to Halfman Half Tech. My name is Ben, your host. So finally, we now have watchOS 8.4. If you have a supported device, this means that you can easily go into your system preferences and download this update. And as you can see here, watchOS 8.4 on my Apple Watch Series 7, the update size that it came in at is exactly 159 megabytes, and I was already on watchOS 8.4 beta. I believe I was coming from beta 1, so you can see the update size that you can expect when you go from a beta to the official. The system sort of re-downloads the OS since you're going from a beta to the official. Now let's quickly go ahead and update our device, and then we'll be able to see what are the software changes as well as the new features and changes. My device has actually finished updating, so if we go into the settings and then go to general and go where it says software update, you will see that your Apple Watch is up to date. And if we go to the about this watch section, you can see the new build number that we finally have with this update. It's 19S546, so that's the build number. In terms of new features and new changes that came with this watchOS 8.4, there actually isn't much. In fact, the update size didn't really change by much coming from the previous version. If you get a small update size, it usually means that there isn't a lot of changes or new watch faces or new emojis when it comes to what to expect in the OS. But there is a few changes, and the first one that I would like to mention to you when it comes to a fix for watchOS 8.4 is charging issues. So if you have an Apple Watch Series 7, be it the 45 or 41 millimeter, this is the 45, the bigger screen, there were people that were having a number of issues when it comes to charging their Apple Watch devices using third-party chargers. So if you had a third-party pack charger like you are seeing here, this is one from Apple, but for third-party ones there were issues for specifically the Apple Watch Series 7, whereby the device wouldn't actually charge unless you would power cycle the device, and then after that the device would actually be able to charge, and then after some time the same issue would appear. But it seems like with watchOS 8.4 this issue has been resolved, at least for the Apple Watch Series 7, since those were the most affected versions or series of the Apple Watch. So it's good that that has been addressed. And also something else that has been addressed when it comes to watchOS 8.4 has to do with the home app. So you can see that I actually don't have like smart devices at home, but if you do have smart devices like an intercom that you can hold and use your watch as a mic, there were issues with that, whereby if you were to interact with your devices, sometimes the fluidness of the home app would cause your watch, you can see how it's basically moving like fluid and normal, but when you would use like a device to be specific in the home app, it would cause your watch fluidness to like sort of drop some frames in a sense, if that makes sense. So that has been fixed. And also a bug that caused like some HomePod devices not to respond has been addressed for the iPhone and the Apple Watch. So that is something that is great with this update. Now I would like to bring your attention to the iPhone right here, because there have been some updates when it comes to child safety. It's not exactly CSAM, so you can see that here we have expanded protection for children, and this is basically Apple trying to make sure that those that you set up screen time for, or if you're a parent or guardian and set up a device for your child, be it an iPhone or an Apple Watch, you are able to keep them safe from nudity or explicit content. And you can see that this is supported from watchOS 8.3 and later. So there have been minor wording changes when it comes to child communication safety in messages. That means that if you do set up a device for your child and then they receive some explicit content, you'll be able to see simplified text, and it's nothing major, just minor wording changes. And also when it comes to some other wording changes that have been made when it comes to this watchOS 8.4, the first one has to do with the podcast app. So if you listen to a lot of podcasts, there have been minor wording change. You won't see new screens or so on, or new episodes. You basically see the same, but behind the OS, there's just been some minor wording change within the podcast app, and that is something that's good. It just goes to make things simpler for those that develop. And also something else that has been updated with this app has to do with the news app. So this is the news app that I'm talking about. There were issues whereby some people who would actually favorite some of the articles and set them to a specific location, they wouldn't be able to find them. And also for some people, like seeing headlines would sometimes not show the total number, and it seems like for me that issue isn't something that is here, and I didn't actually experience it on the beta 1 or beta 2, but you can see that I can see articles for 5 of 5 rather, instead of just seeing one and not seeing the rest. So that has been fixed for the news app, and that is something that's good for this update. And also, you know, for an 8.4, so this is a 0.4 update. Usually when we're getting to like 0.4, 0.5, we expect, you know, some things that are new, like new watch faces, or at least some new emojis, or even some new settings menus that are to be added. But it seems like Apple is sort of keeping it low key when it comes to this watchOS 8. And as you can see with the 0.4 update, there really isn't much that has been addressed. Hopefully, if you were experiencing some of the issues that are addressed with this update, you'll be able to enjoy the watchOS 8.4 software update. And other than that, this is how it's been for me on my Apple Watch. Performance wise, I can't really complain. And when it comes to like battery, I actually haven't been using it so much. I've been trying to see what is new in different settings, but battery wise, you can see that I actually last charged it to about 98% 30 minutes ago. So I really haven't been using it, and the battery health or the maximum health capacity hasn't changed from the time I updated. So far we're keeping a good track record of 100%, which is something good. And this is how this watchOS 8.4 has been on my Apple Watch Series 7. Let me know what else to test for. If you're experiencing specific issues for your device, then I'll be able to maybe try and see on my device how to resolve that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe and keep up to date. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.